Scare is my least favorite part of Luigi's Mansion 3. Let me preface this with, I love Luigi's Mansion 3. It's easily one of my favorite games. However, Scare and its achievements leave a bit of a mark on what is an amazing game. Let's get into this. For you who don't know, Luigi's Mansion 3 was a game released Halloween 2019 by Next Level Games, who had previously done Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon / Luigi's Mansion 2, as well as most recent Punch-Out game, Punch-Out Wii. I say recent, but that was over a decade ago. With that short introduction to Next Level Games, we can talk about the game itself, Luigi's Mansion 3. In this game, he plays Luigi, tasked to explore a haunted hotel to save his friends. The main game is extremely high quality, and to wonder how this thing runs on a glorified toaster that is the Nintendo Switch hardware, with it being one of the best looking games on Switch. Scare is a side mode to the game, being a party mode of sorts for when you want a break from the main campaign or want to dick around with your friends. This mode is based on completed objectives on each floor, with there being 4 separate objectives. Capture the ghosts, which is the most common, kill the crows, which is capture the ghosts but with birds, rescue the toads, which is a pain, and my favorite, collect the money. I believe Scare is also mandatory for a pretty significant amount of achievements, but we'll get into that later. Every 5 floors and 10 or 12 floors Scare also has a sort of mini-boss fight against some rare ghosts, which is another thing I'll talk about later. Finally, once you get to the top, you fight Boo Lossus, the exclusive boss of the area. Now that we know what the mode is, I can begin explaining why it kinda sucks. The difficulty. I know, skill issue and crap, except the difficulty of Scare is absurd if you're going solo. If it's only you in a lobby, this thing is literally impossible. If you're doing it in couch co-op, you're still screwed. The biggest issue is the map doesn't scale. The map is randomly generated, but it stays the same size no matter what lobby. The other issue is that the objectives don't scale very well. But you have to capture less ghosts if there's less people. I had to capture 17 ghosts in this clip on a pretty large map alone, with one of the rooms having 5 hammers in them, the tankiest normal ghost. For comparison, one of the later floors I played didn't even have double that for 4 players. This is the same with the other modes, where the tasks don't scale well to the amount of players. Another good one is collect the money. If there are 4 players, you have to collect 10,000 total. If there's 1 person, you have to collect 4,500. I don't have footage, but here's the wiki proof. If you do the math, you should only be doing 2,500 money per 1 player, but instead you have to do way more. Also in Find the Toads, there's always 4 toads, so you have to do a ton of work if it's only 1 person. Well, you must be thinking, what's the big issue? Can't you just play online? Yep, the dreaded Nintendo Switch Online. Hooray! If you don't feel like forking over $25 a year, congratulations, it's nearly impossible to 100% this game, and it makes Scare borderline unplayable. Cooperation. You know, in every group project at school, there's the one guy who sits on his butt and does nothing? Well, chances are, there will be a guy like that in every lobby. Like, bro, what the hell are you doing over there? This is particularly annoying in 2 instances. One where the guy with the key decides to dig off rather than unlock the door, and these stupid buttons that have ended more runs than I can count. A lot of time with these buttons, everyone will be there except for one guy, and he decides to do something else when the only objectives left are ones locked behind a button. There really isn't a good way to get him to go on the button either, since there are only 3 dialogue options. At least the 3 we get are decent, but I just wish there's more. I also wish that the button required fewer people in case someone didn't want to be a team player and screw everyone over. A smaller note in this section is the traps. In concept, great. In practice, they're a huge pain in the ass. The idea of the traps is that if you're not paying attention, you'll get screwed. There are 2 main traps used, the door and rug traps. Both of the traps have obvious tells, with the rug being a random square on the floor, and the door won't appear on the map and not have a doormat. This stuff is all fine, since it forces you to pay attention and play the game properly. However, the factor that makes these a pain is, again, your teammates. You can't get out of one of these alone, so if nobody is nearby or they just ignore you, you're out of the game for a really long time until the trap kicks you out. This is so boring and I hate it. Achievements and rare ghosts. It is never a good idea to lock achievements and rewards through an online mode. Watch any top 10 worst achievements video, and you'll quickly see that most of them involve an online mode, like it being like become the highest ranked player in the game, or complete a certain amount of rounds. Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the only big Nintendo games to have achievements, and for the most part, most of them are good, until you get to the Skyscraper specific achievements. These suck, since they are so random and out of your control. And if you don't have Nintendo Switch Online, it is actually impossible to 100% this game because of it. And when they lock something behind it, it just feels so bad. In order to get the gold Poltergeist, you need to complete every single achievement, including the Skyscraper exclusive ones. The most egregious of these is reviving 20 Luigis. This is actually impossible to get in single player, and is pretty difficult in normal gameplay to get. You have to rely on your teammates to be able to complete this. This entire achievement is luck-based, which is never something that should be an achievement. Another bad one is capturing 40 rare ghosts. Actually, the entire rare ghost system is terrible. The idea of special mini-boss ghosts is one that is completely wasted on Skyscraper. Rather than secrets unlocked through exploring the hotel, you get rare ghosts through specific floors where only one type spawns, and it's random which one you get. Getting every type of rare ghost is almost impossible because of this. At least it isn't required for 100% unless you want the full ghost collection. These floors also always have a key and a button that you have to stand on. Then the cooperation issue comes into play again. Overall, these rare ghosts are awfully done. At least fighting them is fine, although some of them can be a tad annoying. Like the lethal hammer, which I didn't get on camera, because they just one-shot you. Their achievement, collect 40 rare ghosts, is also just bad because of this. The others are just kind of a pain, with killing Blossus 20 times just being tedious since this boss is kinda boring and just a reskin of King Boo. And completing 100 floors just takes a ton of time. I'm also not sure if Skyscraper is necessary for the collecting money achievements, but I'm pretty sure getting 150 pearls and 10,000 gold coins is impossible just in single player. And even if it is possible, it's way faster to do Skyscraper. A few extra annoyances. The random blackouts and poltergeist disappearances are a pain. They aren't the most significant, although the disappearing poltergeist is extremely annoying and it wastes a ton of time. It's particularly annoying when you're in the middle of killing some ghosts, but it's not the worst. The worst part of the blackout is that it disables the map temporarily, which isn't too big of a deal. There are also special items that are found in Skyscraper. They're nice bonuses, and the secret treasure rooms are pretty fun to find. The power-ups themselves are decent, with the Super Strobe Ball being extremely overpowered in the Crow mode. The Super Poltergeist is okay for dealing with hammers, but just not super great. The trap detecting item is okay, but if you know what to look out for, it's not very useful. And finally, the best one, the Dark Light Glasses. These are super strong in big fights since ghosts tend to go invisible, and you can just flash them out of it. It's extremely good. There's also the star, but it just makes you run fast. The items serve as overall fun additions to the game. Conclusion. Skyscraper is a flawed but great addition to one of the best modern Nintendo games. Its main issues were the terribly scaled difficulty and having to cooperate with idiot players. Finally, the achievements and collectibles of Skyscraper are a chore to do, and make 100%ing this game a nightmare. So, how is that? Did you like the video? Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Luigi's Mansion content. With that said, see you guys next time.